Hello friends, it's Char S. How about some gluten-free biscuits? Well, I'm trying a new recipe because a family member of mine, actually a few of them, are very gluten sensitive, and actually one of them has celiac. So I said, I'm going to make some biscuits for them. And now I'm going to try this recipe as I go along filming. So I hope you enjoy. So I'm going to put the camera on the bowl, and you can follow along if you like, or take a look at that later. Now I'm going to start with the dry ingredients, and here we go. Now I'm going to start with the dry ingredients, and right here I have some King Arthur flour. It's gluten-free. And it's 1 for 1. So for every cup of regular flour, you can use a cup of this. All right, so I'm going to pour that in the bowl. Now, the other dry ingredients I'm going to mix in there are, I've got a half a teaspoon of salt. I've got a half a teaspoon of baking soda. I've got 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of xanthan gum. Now apparently that's pretty important in gluten-free baking. So dumping that all in, and now I'm going to stir that up. All right. Next, I'm going to take butter. I took a stick of butter and I froze it. Okay, that's all butter. I froze it and then I shaved it with my little grater. Now you could just cut it in chunks if you want and use one of these to push the butter into the flour, which I'm going to do anyways, but in the meantime, I'm just going to put all this butter, sorry for the noise, put all this butter in the bowl. So all the butter goes in. All right. Sorry about that. Only have so much room here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of press that butter right into the flour. And if you do it ahead of time with, getting the butter shaved, it's a lot easier on your wrists. So just mixing it all together. See how this looks. See, it's all kind of crumbly. So the butter's nicely mixed in there. All right. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add buttermilk. Now it says that I add half a cup of buttermilk. Now I didn't have buttermilk, so what I did was I took regular whole milk and I added about a half or 3/4 of a teaspoon of vinegar. So that's what we're going to use. And we're going to pour that in, stir it up right away, and I'm going to dump it on my paper, which is, I've got this parchment paper, and that's what they said to do. So, like I said, I'm new to this biscuit way. I make my biscuits a whole different way, but I'm kind of partial to some of the gluten-free things myself, but anyway, we're going to mix that in and quickly mix it together till it forms a dough. Now, I want you to see what that looks like. See, it's not, I gotta see if it's gonna come together. I feel like it needs a little bit more milk. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go get a little bit more milk. I feel it's just a little dry. And I also forgot to use the honey. I was supposed to use 2 tablespoons of honey mixed with the milk. So we're gonna put that in here. And yeah, we totally forgot about that. Put a little more milk in there. I think I'm gonna use maybe about, I don't know, 2 tablespoons, and then I'm just gonna wing it. This is what happens when I bake sometimes. All right, I'm just gonna mix that honey with that little bit more milk. Stir it in there, and hopefully I didn't screw it up. I'm not a professional baker. I'm not a professional cook, but I think it'll all come together fine. It's all on how you gotta quickly mix things together. I'll use this dough. I got a dough mixer here. Let's try that. I'll just give it a good. You need a little bit of muscle when you bake. Okay, I think it'll be fine. I think it'll come together now. Yeah, it's funny too when you bake with gluten-free flour, you can feel a different texture. I mean, it smells good. I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna dump it on my paper and bring it into a bowl. Can you see that? I'm gonna try to bring it all into a bowl. Yeah. I'm gonna get these pieces off of this. I got 2 pieces on top, one on top of the other. There we go. All right, I'm going to quickly bring it together. And now what it says to do is go like this and press. That's what it says to do 8 times. Okay, do that. Turn it in. Press again. See how I'm pressing? Okay. So that's what it says, to turn 8 times. And I'm going to do this. Press it. It works out when you bake sometimes. Hope you don't mind this noise. Oh, was that free? Holy. Feel that butter already melting. See what I'm doing? If you keep it on the parchment, it should be okay. You can use wax paper, but I prefer parchment. So, it's your final one to I'm going to do it to like a 1/2 inch thickness. So I'm going to take this bottom one and put it on top. And I'm going to get my little rolling pin, I think. And I'm just going to quickly roll it. We'll feel that later, folks. Yeah. So now I'm just going to give it a quick roll in between the parchment. And then I'll start cutting and doing the same thing and putting these on my pan. All right, so far so good, I think. What do you think? Doesn't look too bad, right? I'll lay this over here. All right, now I've got my cutter. Put it on there. Said to take a little cornstarch, and that's what you could use as your, when you're doing the, just take the little cutter, push down. I hope that's thick enough. I don't know how well these are going to rise. But here's the only other thing about this gluten-free recipe. I have to freeze these before I bake them. Isn't that crazy? But that's what it says. So here's one, and I'm going to start putting them on my pan. Here's my pan, and I'm just going to start laying them on the pan. Okay. Get my fingers a little dusted with the cornstarch. All right, so I have to find room in my freezer now and put these in the freezer, and then I'll have a part 2 regarding baking these. And it's said to bake as you need them. All right, so then again, you take this. All right, and I'll get that parchment paper back. I can use a little of this to dust again. You can put this over here. And I get my paper back. Put it on top of my dough. And again, I'm going to palm it first. And then with my rolling pin. Now, I love these rolling pins. It's made of marble. And what's nice about them is they're cool. They're cool to the touch, and kind of helps keep your dough a little more cool. I hope you're not hating that plastic sound. All right. And we don't twist when we cut biscuits. I don't know. I don't twist with my regular biscuits either, because it interferes with the rise. I don't know, those look a little thin to me. I might have made them a little thin, folks. We'll find out. Yeah, that batch is a little thinner than the first batch. Oh well. That's when you want to have a day with a little less calories. Okay. And one more time. Again, just bring it together. I think I'll thicken these up a little bit more. All right. Fold the paper over. Palm it a bit. Push, palm. And again, roll. Like this time, I'm not rolling as much. Okay, dust it with the cornstarch. One cut there. One cut there. That looks a little better. It still looks a little thin. But, I'm going to do that one over again. I might have to have a rogue biscuit here, which is fine. Everybody's got that one that's just a little off kilter, right? I'm just going to do it like this. Because with regular biscuit dough, when you use regular flour, the less you work it, the better. Put this here. This here. Okay. So, there you have it. And I'm just using this little bit up. I just call that the lucky biscuit. Whoever gets that one's a lucky person. All right. So, let me pull you up. So that's it. And now I gotta freeze them. Let them freeze a while, and then I'm gonna bake them. So I'll unfortunately have to do the other part later. And I will let you know in the description, how long I have to bake them for, because you only bake them as you need them. So, all right. I hope you enjoyed that. Those are gluten-free biscuits. All right. This is Shar S. Crate & Company signing off. Have a great day.